Welcome, everybody. This is
Tosh TV.
and welcome to the show. Sorry I cannot be live with you tonight. My birthday is tomorrow, so I plan on enjoying myself tonight. Anyways, let's get to it. I've told you for months upon months, hide your crypto. Elizabeth Warren, she's after it. Pocahontas herself, she's not fucking around either. Once my video unfreezes, I'm going to play you audio of Elizabeth Warren questioning a crypto expert. And then I'm going to let you know her following actions and Canada's actions on what they did after all this. So here's Elizabeth Warren. It's a short video.
One of Putin's cronies who already has $1 billion or so in crypto that he wants to hide from the governments that are enforcing sanctions on oligarchs. Now, can this oligarch make it harder to trace his money if he hops from one blockchain to another, if he deposits those tokens into a couple of wallets that don't require him to provide identifying information, and if he uses a mixing service that launders his money with other people's money?
Thank you, Senator. So the scenario that you described, where an oligarch has $1 billion to be able to launder, requires significant amounts of liquidity to be able to obfuscate that amount of money through the use of cryptocurrency. In fact,
so what he's saying is the crypto itself has to have liquidity. Doesn't matter how much money he really has. The crypto itself has to have liquidity. Watch how she spins this. Typical liar fashion, typical manipulative fashion. Watch how Pocahontas turns this. She flips it well, like a straight OG politician.
many times we've been able to identify.
I'm sorry, let me just remind you of what my question was again. What I'm asking is about the tools that are available. Now, he may have to break it up into multiple pieces of, who knows, $100 million at a crack. But the question I'm asking is, does hopping from one blockchain to another, does depositing tokens in a couple of wallets that don't require him to provide identifying information, and does using a mixing service all make it easier for him to hide his money?
So, Senator, the answer to that question is no, because the chain hopping that...
This is the second time he said no. She still wants to flip it. He's answering her question, but this isn't the answer that she or her peers want to hear, because the agenda is to get the crypto to a safe location. And they think that safe location is in their hands, the government's possession. I've been telling you for months, almost a year. This shit is going to happen. They're going to try to rape us for our fucking cryptos.
Occurs, you need to actually provide the tokens, which in a transparent way that allows you to move across blockchains. We've actually got software that allows
you to... So you don't think chain hopping makes it any easier to hide your money? How about depositing tokens in wallets that don't require identifying information?
You can always split the money up into wallets that don't require...
And that would help hide the money. And how about using a mixing service?
That doesn't remove the record of where the money actually sits.
But the question I'm asking is, does it make it harder to track the money?
No, so it doesn't make it harder to track the money, because
using a mixing service, you're telling me, doesn't make it harder to launder money?
The daily liquidity value of mixing services globally is about $30 million.
So you might have to do this day by day?
And we have done extensive work in tracking large sums of money through mixers that have led to the arrests of people and the disruption of their activity.
You know, I'm actually a little surprised by your answer, since you charge a lot of money to untangle and track assets through the system, and the system keeps developing more ways to obscure that money, and that's part of what you advertise.
Did you see how she flipped it? He literally went right when she went left on every question. He answered it truthfully. He answered it honestly. But it wasn't good enough. She had to end it with, "Oh, well, I understand that they can do that well. They can hide their wealth. These billionaire oligarchs in Russia can hide their wealth in crypto. I understand that well from the answers you gave me. How the fuck did you come up with that conclusion, Pocahontas? How? I'm not getting it. I don't understand it. But then a day later, I understood clearly how she could fucking lie through her fucking teeth in the fashion that she did. On the screen, Senator Elizabeth Warren, aka Pocahontas, introduces a bill to restrict crypto transactions with Russia. Oh, she's dead set on this. Senator Elizabeth Warren has introduced a bill called the Digital Assets Sanctions Compliance Enhancement Act. The bill would identify crypto exchanges supporting sanctioned Russian individuals and restrict their activities. The bill appears to have introduced in response to crypto exchanges' unwillingness to impose further restrictions than legally required. Bill would restrict crypto exchanges. I mean, you could just read all this shit. On the next screen, Canada's already done it. They've already seized crypto from the Freedom truck drivers. Canada seizure of crypto from Freedom Convoy highlights digital currency's flaws. This was just yesterday. This was just uploaded yesterday. Governments are already taking your crypto. China, Canada. Protect your generational wealth. I've said it over and over and over again. Some of these assets have an important role in the new financial financial system. They know it and you know it. That's why you bought it. Protect your wealth. Next topic. Fucking Pocahontas, man. She's a slimy bitch. I don't respect people who do what she does. She lies on the big stage. She lies. They need to make it illegal for politicians to lie when they're questioning witnesses. I can't stand it. That's why I named the show "Do You Believe a Liar?" Because a lot of people do. They eat this shit up. They love it. They drink the Kool-Aid. Not me. Fuck that. But here's something that really left a bad taste in my mouth. Our Congress, led by alleged insider trader Nancy Pelosi. Glory to Ukraine, was she yelling in the people's house, our buildings, our representatives. Glory to Ukraine. If this isn't a moment of failure, I don't know what is. If this isn't a moment of weakness, I don't know what is. This really put knots in my stomach. I almost shed a tear when I watched this. So I'm going to let you watch it just a little second. And I really want to know, why do these lying-ass politicians celebrate Zelensky now in the fashion that they do?
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning, Madam Ambassador is with us this morning. Madam Ambassador. Ambassador Makarova.
It's cringeworthy. The leader of Congress. If God forbid something happened to the president and the Madam Vice President, she would be running our country. Glory to Ukraine. It's embarrassing. We're getting embarrassed on a world stage, but people love to be lied to. Let's hear her say it. Let's hear her say it.
Mr. President, it is my honor to present to you the Congress of the United States, which has great respect and admiration and appreciation for your courageous leadership. Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky. Slava Ukraina! Slava Ukraina!
Slava Ukraina. That's embarrassing. She presented him with the House of the United States. Think about this. She gave a foreign president the House of the United States. This Zelensky guy is not to be trusted, just like Putin isn't, just like Xi isn't. But why is the House leader, Nancy Pelosi, giving a foreign president the House of the United States? Is it because her son is over there clocking in millions of dollars? And that's a fact. Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But the audacity for the House leader and everyone who participated in this, the audacity of them to love a foreign president more than they love the people who voted them in. Now, I don't trust Zelensky. You know who else doesn't? Mr. Kennedy doesn't. Mr. Kennedy says the leader of the free world is President Zelensky. He sees exactly what I'm seeing. He sees exactly what I'm seeing. Our government is giving our country to a foreign opposition. It's weird. And even Zelensky feels that he is the leader of the free world because he has the audacity to say that World War III may have already started. Now, we know this is a lie. But when you feel, like the president of the United States or the leader of the free world, you feel that you could say and do anything on a world stage that you want because they're giving you everything you ask for. But I don't trust a man who dances in hills to lead me. I don't have anything against people who like hills, and it's anyone. But I do not trust a motherfucker who's a beta male or an omega to lead me, the alpha male. Yes, I'm a fucking alpha male. This is the president of Ukraine. Look, this is him right here. Sashaying, Shantaeing. Oh boy, stop. That's him. This is who's running the free world. This is who Putin has an issue with. So you have to understand, this shit with Ukraine and Russia ain't none of America's business. Our foreign issues, our enemies, are none of Russia's business. Why? Why does American leadership have to make this individual the leader of the free world? What has he done? Just a year ago, 2 years ago, they were calling him one of the most corrupt presidents in the world. Ukraine, one of the poorest nations in the world. But this is the man who Nancy Pelosi gave the people's house to. Despicable. In other news, Josh Hawley has been given that work. So Miss Jackson, who Joe Biden's trying to put Jackson in the Supreme Court. Oh, he's been hitting her with facts. Hitting America with facts. But do you believe him? Can you tell in between a fact and a fairy tale? Holly says Judge Jackson has a pattern of letting child porn offenders off the hook for their appalling crimes. He states, as far back as her time in law school, Judge Jackson has questioned making convicts register as sex offenders, saying it leads to stigmatization and ostracism. She suggested public policy is driven by a climate of fear, hatred, and revenge against sex offenders. And this is her paper that she wrote right here. Oh, he tagged it with what he said. This is a fact that she wrote this. He also posted this. Judge Jackson states that there may be less serious child pornography offenders whose motivation is not sexual, but is the challenge, or to use the technology, a less serious child porn offender. This is what it's what she said. It's what she wrote down. And so I'm wondering whether you could say that there could be a less serious child pornography offender who is engaging in the type of conduct and the group experience level because their motivation is the challenge, or to use the technology. Their very sophisticated technologically, ugh, but they aren't necessarily that interested in the child pornography piece of it. Again, Vice Chair Jackson. I had mistakenly assumed that child pornography offenders are pedophiles. So I'm trying to understand this category of non-pedophiles who obtain child pornography. And are those the people who you are saying are the non-sexually motivated offenders? Can we say that she has a soft spot for sex offenders, pedophiles? This is scary. He wants to nominate her for the Supreme Court justice. If you're a victim of a sex crime, or you're related to a person that's a victim of a sex crime, it's tough. This is hard. It's heartbreaking. I don't agree with this. They open up the door to conspiracy theories when they push shit and agendas like this. But they'll lie to you and say that she never said that. She never wrote that. Oh, that was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. But do you believe them? Because I don't. I don't. On the screen, this is a tweet. This is really the meat and potatoes of this whole show. Flashback. Media pundits lied to you falsely, claiming that Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation. Oh, I got in trouble for this a year ago. I want you to hear it. Hear these liars. Do you believe them still? Did you believe them? Since we now know that the Hunter Biden laptop is real. Oh, and it's real. I'm going to show you it's real. But listen to these guys lie to you.
Foreign intelligence.
Biden's secret emails.
A really fishy story.
The Post claimed that the emails were found on a laptop computer that was brought to a repair shop in Delaware in the spring of 2019.
The FBI is now investigating whether those alleged Hunter Biden emails are actually connected to a larger foreign intelligence operation.
They may be related to a foreign intelligence operation.
Foreign intelligence operation.
For all we know, these emails are made up.
The information found on the laptop may be part of a Russian disinformation campaign.
Part of a Russian disinformation effort.
Described by many intelligence experts as having hallmarks,
All the hallmarks of a Russian disinformation.
Russian disinformation
Campaign.
This is a classic example of the right-wing media machine.
They all had the same talking points. I find that weird for independent journalism. But there is no independent journalism when it comes to mainstream media, and it's very apparent. This is what's sickening. This is what's frightening. You can drive a fucking narrative to make someone look guilty, to make someone look like a savage. Just ruin their character. We've seen it with Trump. They fucking silenced a president. Think about that. With lies. And they knew they were lies. Here's some more politicians lying about this Russia hoax. It's always Russia with Trump. But now we see the bigger picture. Or at least, I hope you see the bigger picture. I mean, if you're still believing the lie, there's no way you'll believe the bigger picture.
Voters in America should decide who our president is, not Vladimir Putin.
The Russians offered help. The campaign accepted help. The Russians gave help, and the president made full use of that help. And that is pretty damning.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
The bottom.
Doesn't that sound like something that can get you kicked off YouTube? But everywhere you go, you could still see Democrats saying Trump was an illegitimate president. You could still see them pumping and pushing the big lie.
Bottom line of this dossier, the bottom line allegation, the point of this is they colluded, they helped, they were in on it.
What does Vladimir Putin have on President Trump?
And they've also decided who they want to.
I'm going to leave it there. I like what Nancy said. What does Vladimir Putin have on president? She should have stopped right there. She should have stopped right there. Because the fact of the matter is, Putin surely would have something on President Biden. With us knowing that the Hunter laptop is real and us knowing that there were videos, lewd acts, drug use. I wonder what else was there. Listen to President Trump tell then candidate Biden or ask the question about the laptop and watch Biden lie. And don't give me that sob story that Biden had no fucking idea. The Democrats, the left, the connected, they're a well-oiled machine. Kennedy told you this. He told you this in the fucking 60s. You think they just stopped being a well-oiled machine? Biden plays dumb. He's playing dumb, so that way you'll just be like, oh, that's just Joe Biden being fucking Joe Biden. No, he needs to be held accountable. They all do. They swayed an election with lies. They encouraged social media companies to partake in their lies. They encouraged the mainstream media to partake in their lies. Someone needs to be held accountable. That's not a free and fair election. That's not a free society. Not when propaganda plays a part in it. But listen to Trump. I know a lot of you Trump haters don't. It doesn't matter that this was a lie. You just wanted the orange man out of office. Well, you're the weak. And I'm going to fucking say it. You guys are weak. Because if this was Trump doing this, I would call his ass out too. That's not how America gets down. It's not how we get down over here. But listen to Joe Biden lying to you.
Excuse me.
Please respond, and then we're going to have
follow-up. If this is true about Russia, Ukraine, China, other countries, Iraq, if this is true, then he's a corrupt politician.
Right.
So don't.
You telling me Trump didn't know? You telling me Trump didn't see this laptop? Trump knew all along. That's why he brought it up. Biden knew all along. That's why he brought it up. That's why he wanted to rebuke what Trump says. These motherfuckers are filthy. They're dirty, and they make money from our tax money.
give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling you a corrupt politician. Nobody.
President Trump, I want to stay on the issue of race. We're talking about the issue
from hell.
President Trump, we're talking about race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race. President Trump,
And I have to respond to that.
Please,
because look,
very quick.
there are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plan. They have said that this has all the 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this
that's
where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This is where he's going. The laptop is Russia.
Gentlemen, I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here we
Mr.
go
President,
again with Russia.
We're going to continue on the issue of race. Mr. President.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much Trump knew, right? It's not like he was the president, right? See, a lot of you guys forget that. Trump can be a douchebag and all that shit, but you have to remember he was the motherfucking president. He was the president. He wasn't a fucking water boy at Alabama. He was the goddamn president. He knew a lot of this bullshit that happened and was still happening. Listen to the corrupt media. Talk to him as if he has no clue what the fuck he's talking about. As if he's not the president of the United States at that point in time. And he didn't have ways to get intel. I guess he, wasn't the head of state. See, this is how dumb they think we are. But some people are dumb. Some people are dumb because some people still fucking believe this.
I wish you would interview Joe Biden like you interview me. It would be so good. You know what?
You like this, I thought. I thought you
I
liked
don't mind it. I don't mind it. But when I watch him walk out of a store and he's walking with an ice cream, and the question the media asks him, what kind of ice cream? What flavor ice cream do you have? And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking,
He's
of course
not.
he is,
No,
Leslie.
come on.
Of course.
He's telling you. Of course he is. He's not. Oh, he's not.
He is. It's the biggest, second biggest scandal.
So,
the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence.
Here she goes, trying to sway the narrative. Now, they did spy, as you know, they came out to be true. The laptop, as you know, just this week came out to be true. I wonder what else Trump was right about.
Evidence of that?
Of course there is. It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? This is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, you are going to lie next. We know. We know how this goes. Well, Tosh TV, how do you know the laptop is real? I'm going to fucking play something that might get me in trouble with YouTube. I'm on my last strike right now. The crackhead, Hunter Biden's laptop. These are photos and all the good shit that you could find on there. There's thousands and thousands of shit that you could find on there. But I'm going to play a video, and I want you to watch this video. If it loads up. I want you to watch it, and I want you to really understand why I'm asking this question. Hunter Biden talks about, well, he's talking to a Russian woman for one. So that means he's over there somewhere, probably in Russia or Ukraine, where he was making millions of dollars with Burisma. But he talks about his dad running for president, and he talks about the laptop missing. He talks about it. You'll see the stripes on his back. This is him. Just listen. It's crazy. When I watched this video, I was like, fuck, this is crazy. Blew my mind. Hopefully it plays. I hope I don't get kicked off YouTube for this shit. I hope I don't get kicked off of YouTube for spreading the truth and awareness about our politicians' kids that are corrupt. Possibly these politicians themselves being corrupt. I hope I don't get in trouble for this.
So anyway, and they kicked everybody out. Okay?
Yeah.
And they had cleaned up the entire place of everything. Okay? And they were getting ready to leave. And I woke up. It was this Russian 35-year-old woman. She was a really nice like paramedic. And she been, I don't know how long, but she refused to leave me. Until she refused to leave me, and they wouldn't call in. And they didn't know whether I was dead or not at first.
Why didn't they just come over and check?
No, they checked to see if I was breathing, and I finally showed signs of breath. And at first, I wasn't breathing. I was getting face down for I don't know how long. Anyway, my computer, I'd taken tons of just left that cam on. He would always put them. He had my passcode and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. And somebody stole them during that period of time. And I did this kind of pretend search. I think he's the one that stole my computer. I think the three guys that were a little group. I did it. It was two guys. I took them everywhere. I mean, I was fucking everywhere. Crazy out of me. And I think when I did that, I think basically somebody else. She has computers. The coach, the Russian, she walked out the bathing suit wearing it. You know?
What does the computers have to do with?
They have videos of me doing this. They have videos of me doing crazy sex. You know?
Did you hear the woman? What's on the computer? It has videos of me doing crazy sex. You know? Just continue to listen. This is dropping. If this is the PG-13 of the laptop, I would tell you this nation is in for a bumpy, embarrassing ride when Putin gets a hold of it. If he already doesn't have a hold of it.
How long ago did this happen? You said before you met.
Summer, yeah.
So it would have been out already if they.
No.
Not that smart.
He knows. I've talked about it all the time. Say they could optimal time would be the way. And then have some fruit. Now, if they do, he also knows I make like $1 zillion.
So you're trying to blackmail me.
No, I make like $1 zillion.
No, but he,
He'd say,
want the computer back.
no, like, give me a percentage of what you get for that stuff. Yeah, in some way, yeah. But no, see the thing is, because he sells them. He sells them anonymously to TMZ. TMZ sells them. So he.
See, he knew he was cooked with this laptop. He already knew it. He thought the dealers took it. If you watch the video and you listen, he thought the 3 drug dealers took his laptop. This crackhead left it at a fucking computer shop. Irresponsible. She asked him clear as day, would they try to blackmail you for it? Oh no, they would just sell videos to TMZ. Well, you're going to see on this next video why this story was pretty much on the back burner, or at least at one news station, CNN. I call CNN China nonstop news, but CNN nonetheless. Listen to what Project Veritas caught. I told you those guys were great. But listen to what they caught about this Hunter Biden laptop scandal. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Was an explosive blow against Joe Biden leading up to the presidential election. But listen on this 9 a.m. editorial conference call at CNN, how President Jeff Zucker chooses to not cover this important story.
I think on the Breitbart, New York Post, Fox News rabbit hole of Hunter Biden, which I don't think anybody outside of that world understood last night, the Wall Street Journal reported that their review of all corporate records showed no role for Joe Biden on the Chinese deal. And yes, I do put more credibility in the Wall Street Journal than I do in the New York Post.
Obviously, we're not going with the New York Post story right now on Hunter Biden, and which seems to be giving its marching orders to Fox News and the right-wing echo chamber about what to talk about today. Obviously, Hunter Biden's lawyer is quoted in that New York Post piece, and we'll just continue to report out. This is the very stuff that the president was impeached over. This is the stuff that Senate committees looked at and found nothing wrong in.
Did you catch that? We will talk about this is the stuff that Trump got impeached over. The Senate overlooked this or looked into this and found nothing wrong. Looked at the media is making a cover story over a scandal of a sitting president now and his son. Wow. Wow. Don't you go stealing that ice cream, from, Baskin Robbins. Don't you go selling a Lucy cigarette in New York City. Oh, no, you better not do that. That might cost you your life. But you could be the president of the United States, have a son that's making crazy deals, having crazy sex, doing crazy drugs, and nothing happens.
Joe Biden's interactions with Ukrainians, and now having an email that perhaps there was a meeting with someone from Burisma is, it seems, Rudy Giuliani's sort of dream-a-vision of how to throw stuff at the wall in these closing days of the campaign.
Did you catch that? Let's make Rudy Giuliani look crazy. He's just throwing things at the wall, hoping it sticks. Isn't that what they did? Didn't he look crazy? Let you know that this is all done by design. And many people believed their big lie.
Hey, Jeff, it's just David on the Burisma story, and we should be awfully careful about that, obviously. But I do think there's a media story of what in the world are Maggie Haberman and Jake Sherman doing retweeting that story.
What are they doing retweeting the story? They're being honest journalists. That's what they're doing. So with all that being said, present day, you have this Ukraine issue. The South African president doesn't believe what Biden is saying. He's not believing their lies. He's not believing NATO's lies. Listen to him call out NATO for their bullshit.
South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on Thursday blamed NATO for the war in Ukraine and said he would resist calls to condemn Russia.
The war could have been avoided if NATO had heeded the warnings from amongst its own leaders and officials over the years that its eastward expansion would lead to greater, not less, instability in the region.
Ramaphosa did also say that South Africa cannot condone the use of force and violation of international law, an apparent reference.
There's another thing that's happening now, literally now. Literally, Russia bringing evidence to the UN of biochemicals, biowarfare, whatever you want to call it. UN Security Council meeting called by Russia is a potential false flag effort in action, according to the U.S. ambassador. Let's listen to it. This was just yesterday. Let's listen to the so-called false flag.
Way project, the Kharkov Institute of Veterinary. As part of the Flu Fly Away project, the Kharkov Institute of Veterinary Medicine studied wild birds as a vector to transmit avian flu. At the same time, they assessed the ways in which the transmission process could become uncontrollable, cause economic damage, and create a risk to food security. Documents show the involvement of the Kharkov Institute in the work to collect strains of avian flu viruses which have high epidemiological potential and could cross the species barrier. The Russian Ministry of Defense also has more and more new documents about the transfer of samples of blood serum of Ukrainian citizens to the territory of third countries, including to the UK, Georgia, and Germany.
But the US ambassador, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, dismissed his allegations and also described Russia's calling of today's meeting as a potential false flag effort in action.
Last week, we heard from the Russian representative a tirade of bizarre conspiracy theories. This week, we're hearing a whole lot more where that came from. Things that sound like they were forwarded to him on a chain email from some dark corner of the internet. President Biden has a word for this kind of talk: malarkey. As I said 1 week ago, Ukraine does not have a biological weapons program. There are no Ukrainian biological weapons laboratories, not near Russia's border, not anywhere. They're only public health facilities, proudly, and I say proudly, supported and recognized by the US government, the World Health Organization, and other governments and international institutions.
You can have an AK-47, call it a pistol, and tell me it's a pistol, it's still an AK-47. If you got the analogy there. No substance, no facts on the US's end, just a lot of malarkey, as President Joe Biden likes to say. Can't you see it? Or do you believe their lies? Are you so hypnotized, so unwilling to care that you just dismiss the lies? Literally, just a week ago, we banned Russian oil. Yay, America. Yay, Joe Biden. Oh my God. Comes to find out, that was a lie. It was a big lie. March 17th. President Joe Biden's executive order prohibiting the importation of Russian oil, prompted by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, appears to exempt the U.S. federal government, its agencies, and its contractors from the ban. Under Section 1A of Biden's executive order, the following are prohibited: the importation into the United States of the following products of the Russian Federation origin, crude oil, petroleum fuels, oils, and products of their distillation, liquefied natural gas, coal, and coal products. New investment in energy sector in the Russian Federation by a United States person wherever located. But Section 3 says, nothing in this order shall prohibit the federal government from transactions buying oil and other energy products from Russia. We're still buying Russian products. The federal government. You see, do as I say, not as I do. This is how the federal government has been working for decades. Section 3, nothing in this order shall prohibit transactions of the conduct or for the conduct of the official business of the federal government or the United States or United Nations, including its specialized agencies, programs, funds, and related organizations, by employees, grantees, or contractors thereof. Section 6. A appears to reinforce the exemption of U.S. executive agencies and departments from Biden's executive order. Quote, nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect the authority granted by law to an executive department or agency or the head thereof. We have been lied to over and over again. Do you believe the lie? Do you continuously believe these people care? He just made an executive order for the rich to continue to be rich, for the elites to continue to be the elites, and for the powerful to continue to be the powerful. But for the citizen to continue to be in debt. Your gas prices raise while they still get the sweetest deals from Russia. No, this isn't an opinion. This is a fact. I don't believe a liar. And I hope you do not believe a liar. With that being said, I hope you have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show. And I will catch you later. Peace out.